I spent 100 days on a Minecraft SMP. And I don't just mean Minecraft days. I mean real life days. I spent 100 real life days on a Minecraft SMP. And that SMP is none other than the Logcraft SMP. So I thought, to celebrate hitting 100 days, I should do a little bit of a tour, basically showing you guys everything I've done so far, everything I've accomplished, and maybe a few other things as well. So of course I'm starting here in our sort of central hub slash shopping area, and I guess I'll just start off by showing you guys the builds I've done over here. Then we'll go over to my base area, and then we'll end off by going to some of the other lesser known areas, maybe showing off a few of my other builds, and then in the end we might show off some other members' builds too. And of course this series is still going to be continuing, so make sure to go check that out if you're interested. We're probably going to be hitting 200 days, 300 days, maybe even more than that. So starting off with some of the earlier shops that were built over here, there's that bookstore, and then a lot of the earlier shops are gone now, but mine has stayed through these 100 days. This is my iron shop, which I am not really proud to say this, but I haven't really been stocking it recently. And that's because I need to save up some iron for a bigger project that I'm working on. And then back here, a little bit after I built the iron shop, I built this other shop called Bean's Secret Stash, which actually, the grass over here got moved down a block. So I guess I'm going to have to fix that, but this was basically my way of selling like random items, maybe some items that are sold at other shops at a cheaper price, or maybe just some items that I can get a hold of pretty easily. And this shop has been pretty successful so far, actually. And that's mostly it for my solo run shops, but I have a few in this area, notably this building, which is the insurance building. And this is because I have started a company with a few other members, and we're selling insurance. So basically what we do is we provide insurance to people and get them what they need. And this is our total sales. Not looking too good at the moment, but it'll get better. And then we go over here, and this is probably my biggest build that I've done so far, besides my base probably, and that is this huge guardian farm that's just offshore of the main island. And as you can see, they're funneling up here. This is actually a custom design that I came up with and built, and how it works is the guardians just get funneled up into here. Oh, this is actually a thing that I probably shouldn't show, but if you're watching my video, I'll let you take care of that. We'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, as you can see, guardians, and the drops go all into these chests, and yeah, it's actually getting kind of full. There's a lot of items, and apparently diamonds. Someone must have like bought some of the stuff in here. Oh, and more diamonds. Someone used the farm and gave me more diamonds. So, wow, pretty successful, I must say. But now I just got reminded of what that box is. That is for my minigame over here, which is called Shulker Hunt. Basically, I have a bunch of those mini heads that are shulker boxes. I hide them around, and then people find them and deposit them back over here. We've got boards for all of the members. They can deposit everything in the barrels, and right now it's on wave 3, and I was thinking of doing 5 waves, but I might stop it after this one, just because as you can see, we're starting to do some renovation over here in this hub area. So it might get a little bit more not easy to do that. But of course, this isn't the only area. Next up, we're going to go to my base. I was at first thinking I was going to sort of cover this in terms of when it happened, like in terms of what day, but I'm kind of just doing a tour. I don't really necessarily remember when everything happened, but I will do my base in order of when it happened because I do know that. So here we are, my first build, very crowded right now. Um, it looks better from the outside, but basically this is meant to be a sort of warehouse building, and yeah, there are a lot of other builds around here now, but this was the first thing I built, and I believe episode 2 of my series, which I think was also day 2 on the server. And over time, I've been filling this up with all sorts of stuff. The main thing over here is my villager trading center and my current storage system, but this is going to be moving soon. The villagers are going to stay here. I think this is going to be my full-time villager stuff, and then, yeah, there's a lot of iron in there. But another purpose for this room is sort of my keepsake room where I store all my important stuff, and this is the starter armor that you get at the start of playing. The big Kirby map, this fun machine which gives me sunflowers, the kids menu from my date with Cave YT, don't question it. This table from my company meeting stuff. This used to have, I actually forget, I think like cookies or something in it, but now it just has some random items in it. We got a flower pot over here. This actually used to have one of these in here, so I'll put that back in. This board of heads from a challenge I did where I had to kill members of the server, and Watergate from a recent stream. You know what? Don't question that one either. But one of the more important items that I used to have in here, and now it's in my ender chest, actually my valuables chest, is the evil bed, which has been of a pretty big, I guess, storyline on the server involving another server and this bed. Um, I don't think the storyline is over yet. It's definitely continuing, but I'm excited to see how that plays out. Anyway, I'll just put that back in there. You might have also seen I had a bedrock item. We don't need to talk about how I got that. But now let's start talking about some of my other builds. Actually, first I want to go over there because this is something I built day one. Actually, before I even built that base right there. And this is supposed to be a cave spider spawner. Well, it is a cave spider spawner. It's supposed to be a cave spider farm. But it doesn't really work, as in they get out sometimes. Actually, I think it works now, but I haven't been here in a really long time. Also, there's an opening right here, but you can see they go down there and down over to there. This was just my early game sort of XP farm. I might end up building something around it in the future, but yeah, this is it. Also, very early on, one of the members, Illinois Jones, put some vines on here, and I haven't gotten rid of them since. Next, we have Le Perisay. Wins. Now, this has a bit of a story to it. Basically, what happened was someone started putting some letters over here. I think it was the E and the A. And then over time, it just kept growing. And it turned into this. And I think I'm going to try to keep it. I know it is kind of ugly. But I do want to keep it, even though I have some plans for this general area. Over here, we've got a acacia tree farm, which is pretty recent. But then we have this, which is my cactus farm, which actually I haven't shown this on camera yet, but I did a little bit more work on it, finished the top, and did this little side thing. And I think this is going to keep going down further. I still have more work to do on this. But, yeah, there's a cactus farm in there. And it's very small, but over time, it's gotten me quite a bit of cactuses. Enough so that I don't really know what to do with them. Another early farm that I built was, of course, my iron farm, which is right down here. I still have yet to build a nicer entrance for this, and there's a golem up there, so apparently it hasn't been working very efficiently lately. But if we go in here, it's a quad golem farm where basically that means they come down in 4 different areas, and supposedly it's 4 times as efficient, but since that one's up there, it's not really working that well, or at all in this case, because yeah, this farm just thinks the golem up there is the golem, so it doesn't spawn anymore. And then this one is also affected by it, so it doesn't give as much iron. But hopefully these two have been working. Yes, they have. I will take this. And that's a little bit more iron. We're still going to need a lot more. Our next farm is this tower, which is a slime farm, which actually was my decision to be the main farm that I built in this SMP. And I'm actually going to be expanding this to more slime chunks in the future, but right now we've got this over here. Basically what it does is it spawns slimes on all of these platforms, and then they see the golems and they go down. But something I was actually pretty proud of is I compacted it using slabs and trapdoors. So it's a little bit more compact and it can fit a few more layers, which is pretty nice. And I just realized I'm kind of stuck in here. How am I going to get out? But yeah, this farm is pretty efficient, but we could get it more efficient in the future. Of course, if you've watched this series already, you know what we're going to next. This is my Megabase project, which is still very early in the works, but it does look pretty nice from the inside and from the outside. And it is quite big. It's taken me a while to get this far, and we still have a lot more work to go. But I wanted to push myself and build something huge, and I think we've done it. And then one thing I've actually been working on recently is starting the interior and the basement of this build, which is way down here at Y11, I think. If you can hear that, there's a slime chunk over there, which I'm going to be doing something with. But over here is another farm. This is my skeleton farm. So we got quite a bit of bones in there. This is actually my most recent farm, and it's actually pretty convenient because there's a skeleton spawner right here. And initially I started this as a beacon mine down here, but then I found this spawner and I decided to build all this. And that is about it for my base. Of course, we still have a lot more work to do over here, and I think I'm going to do another one of these when we hit 200 days. And of course, I'm still going to be uploading regular episodes of this series. Next up, I want to check out some of the more nostalgic stuff on the server. And first, I want to head this way somewhere, because in my first episode, second day on the server, or maybe even first day on the server, actually I think first day, I decided to travel this way from my base to try to find Illinois Jones, and we ended up starting a small, I hate to call it a cult, but it may as well be. We basically formed a society around pranking someone with cobwebs, called the Cobweb Society. Actually, it probably would have been better to go straight through his portal into his base, which, by the way, is looking pretty nice, I do have to say. But I think it is over this way, if we fly this way, following the edge of the jungle. Ah, here it is. Cobweb Society. This is bringing back some memories. Pretty fun place over here. We got our stash of boats and stuff, and we even pretended to hide cobwebs back here. But in reality, there were never cobwebs back there. They may or may not be hidden somewhere else. You'll never know. Next up, I want to head over to this area, and this is our government district. Because if you didn't know, we do little fun events where we basically elect a president every month. And we've built some stuff over here, such as this, which is the White House, this, which is the church, which still does not have an interior. I was meant to do that, never got to it, probably get to it soon. And then over here is where we inaugurate the future presidents, which the next one is actually coming up. I would show you guys everything on the server, but it would take way too long. So I think we're going to end off this little tour by heading over to where it all started. And that is, of course, Spawn, which still does not have an easy way to get to. I just came out of a portal and I'm down in a cave system somewhere. And luckily there's this ladder, but not really sure where to go. I guess, okay, there's light. I see the light. And Spawn should be just somewhere around here. And here we are, the Spawn, which I guess does have a portal now. Well, I could have gone through that portal. I don't know where that leads, but okay. Now, this isn't very impressive of a Spawn type thing, but it has a lot of history because these rockets actually came from the last season of Logcraft, which ended in January, I think? Yeah, January of this year. And that season went on for like a full year. So, these rockets kind of correlated to a little thing we did at the end of that. And it's kind of nice to come back to here to see them again. And actually, I want to go over to my rocket specifically. Here it is. This was where I traveled for a month to get to here. And you know what? I actually kind of want to bring this over to my base area. So we're going to take it down and reassemble it at my base. I think that's the perfect way to end this 100-day tour. And there we go. It has been reconstructed. And with that, that wraps up this 100-day tour. I'm honestly surprised at just how quickly these 100 days went. But it's going to keep going. And as you could probably tell in the tour, we have so much more work that we're going to get done. And we also have so many more new projects that we're going to start in the next hundreds of days. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And other than that, goodbye.